Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, the Truth Buster, and it's still November 23rd, 2015. The chaos just never seems to cease, never seems to end. No matter where you look around this planet, at one end or the other, there's some traumatic event and chaos being carried out. Well, I have another article in front of me here from All News Pipeline, and it's titled "Chaos on All Levels as White Genocide Hits America, Harming the Enemy as Obama Vows Millions More Refugees During His Last Year." You see how the number constantly changes? Oh, it's 60,000. 100,000, 200. They keep constantly changing it. With Barack Obama once again vowing to welcome billions of refugees as long as he is president. That's from AP News, myway.com article. And this is from November 21st. Obama's refugees. Just as new warnings from Greece, from yahoonews.com. Nearly impossible jihadists among migrants, Greeks warn. Emerged stating it is nearly impossible to find jihadists among these groups of refugees. We see the FBI taking threats against WWE Survivor Series event in Atlanta on Sunday seriously. And that's from WSBTV.com. FBI taking anonymous ISIS threat seriously. After someone claiming to be with the hacker group Anonymous issued a warning, Anonymous denies it was them. But as there is no overall leadership to the group, it is hard to know where the warning originated from. Not that the one specific threat warning matters, with multiple targets on ISIS hit list within the U.S. On the city map ISIS under social media master plan PHP, Obama's open door policy begins to look more and more like a deliberate attempt to destroy America from within. Not just simple incompetence. It is a plan to destroy from within. France remains on high alert and martial law, while Brussels is reportedly on lockdown. From AP News, myway.com. Paris attacks has raised the national threat level, fearing a Paris-like attack based on quite precise information about the risk of an attack like the one that happened in Paris, where several individuals with arms and explosive launched actions, perhaps even in several places at the same time. Now I'm going to stop right there. Now, I've heard multiple reports about what's going on in France. They're on a 3-month state of emergency, aka martial law lockdown. That is what, and the reasoning for that is, well, we have the New World Order meeting in Paris starting the end of this month to go through the first part of December. Their climate summit. The restrictions on the French people. No First Amendment. They can't speak out. They're martial law. They cannot, going back to the fact they can't speak out against this, they can't, their social media, they have restrictions on the social media, internet, because of internet censorship. They've enacted it. So there goes the First Amendment, speaking out against this. Not only that, this martial law, they're going to people's homes, taking their firearms, those that do have them within their home, busting down their doors at all hours of the night and day, taking away their guns. And who knows if they're hauling people off. I decided to put that out there. With a map showing how many states already have new large enclaves of Muslim refugees within the U.S., and knowing the jihadists have infiltrated those fleeing Syria and other countries, as evidenced once again by more Syrians caught in Honduras with fake passports. It makes the interview shown below, highlighted by Zero Hedge, of a U.S. Congresswoman introduces bill to stop illegal war. Assad says CIA ops must stop. All the more important for everyone to see. When a conservative warned Barack Obama's Syrian policy is illegal, it is waived as simple politics. When alternative news websites warned that World War III is on the doorstep and might have already started, were called conspiracy theorists. One has to wonder what those same critics think of when a member of Obama's own party, a U.S. Congresswoman, takes the national stage and states outright the Obama administration and the CIA are conducting an illegal war against Bashar al-Assad in Syria and are arming actual enemies of the United States, and asserts that Obama's illegal actions are setting us all up for a direct head-to-head conflict with Russia. It is noteworthy that this isn't the first time a Democratic member of Congress has admitted to arming the enemy, as was reported on November 10, 2015, when a Hillary Clinton supporter, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, not only did not deny the assertion, but actually claimed it was an accident. Clinton supports terrorists, says U.S. Senator admits, and that's the PHP. The House Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who joined with the Republican Representative Austin Scott on Friday to introduce legislation to end the illegal war to overthrow Assad. As reported by the Associated Press, Yahoo.com, U.S. lawmakers forget Assad focus. But the interview, which went largely ignored, occurred on CNN last month, is being highlighted on Zero Hedge as they point out Gabbard fully grasps the big picture. Gabbard provides 10 reasons the U.S. must end its war to overthrow the Syrian government of Assad. Gabbard House.gov Index. Tulsi Gabbard, Austin Scott introduced legislation to end legal U.S. war to overthrow the Syrian government of Assad. Her congressional website here, but it is her conclusion from that page we are noting below. The problem is because the U.S. is trying to overthrow the Syrian government of Assad and Russia is supporting the government of Assad. It is impossible for us to have an effective cooperative relationship with Russia. In our mutual fight against ISIS, our focus on overthrowing Assad is interfering with our ability to destroy ISIS. Assad is not interfering, I don't believe. I gotta do research on that, and I won't say whether what she's saying is true or not. We must immediately end the illegal counterproductive war to overthrow the Syrian government of Assad and ally ourselves with any countries willing to focus on destroying the Islamic extremists who pose a genuine threat to civilization. We're seeing reports being highlighted about the first majority Muslim city of the U.S., Washington Post. The first majority U.S. Muslim U.S. city residents tense about its future, and how the majority of Americans now feel like a stranger in their own country. And that's from Breitbart. big government. Majority of Americans feel like strangers in their own country. We have to wonder if Americans ever even realize we are following in the footsteps of Europe as we watch the white genocide endgame play out right before our eyes. Every person in America, especially those refusing to see what is happening, needs to watch the video below titled The Endgame Full White Genocide Documentary, because what has already happened in Europe is happening in the United States right now, this very second. And it is only going to get worse as Obama vows to allow millions more refugees into our nation during his last year as dictator. I said it before and I'll say it again. Barack Obama is earning our own executioners and then bringing them into America. Oh, that is so true. So true. Sad but true. But like I said, I will vet this information right here, whether Assad is aiding ISIS. I don't think he is, because he's wanted to step down years ago, but hasn't for whatever reason. But there's been lies and propaganda put out there about Bashar al-Assad. About him, gashing his own people. No, that was the operatives. That was Al-Qaeda doing that. And that has came out that it wasn't Assad himself. Well, what's the bottom line here? The bottom line is this. That doomsday clock that so many of us have heard about over the years is ticking closer and closer and closer to the 12 o'clock mark on the face. Our days are limited. Our days are numbered. Our way of life is going to change right before our eyes. And it has been. The process was slow and incremental at first, but it's been somebody's been who's in that driver's seat is pushing that gas pedal further and further down to the floor. And they got their foot on the gas and their foot off the brake. And they got it in 5th gear. So you need to prepare your loved ones. You need to tell them what's going on. You need to do the research yourself. Share this information.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
Is somebody sitting here?